Hello, everyone, and welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium, where tonight the North Quincy Raiders play host to the Green Wave of Abington High School. Welcome, everyone, to QATV Sports. My name is Jonathan Clary, being joined up here in the booth by Jim Timmons. And Jim, as the captains come out into the field, North Quincy has had a successful beginning to the season, starting 2-0, including two dominant victories over Somerville and last week over Malden Catholic.
Yeah, Malden Catholic is a powerhouse program traditionally, and they lost a lot of older guys from last year's very successful team. And we're fielding kind of a young squad, but the Red Raiders nonetheless just played a terrific game from start to finish to beat Malden Catholic 36-6. That's a real confidence booster as they come into this game, John. You may recall last year they traveled down to Abington and lost to the Green Wave when they rolled into Abington with a similar 2-0 record. So should be an interesting test. Abington's a traditionally strong program. They went to last year's Super Bowl in Division 11 Triple C or whatever it was. Who knows?
Division 6.
And but they're a traditional powerhouse. Their head coach, Jim Kelleher, has been around forever and is a legend in his town. And it's just a great program. So it's going to be a nice test for the Red Raiders tonight.
All right, we'll go down quick for the coin toss with our two teams, captains, and the official.
It is a heads. All right. North Quincy won the toss and will receive, and you will kick. You're going to go this way, right? You stand over there. You gentlemen stand over here. North Quincy won the toss and will receive. Gentlemen, give me a good game. Let's go.
All right, so as you heard there, North Quincy won the toss, and they elected to receive. They'll be defending the north end zone, and the Green Wave will be defending the south end zone to start here on this game. As you mentioned, Jim, last year these two teams met for the first time in quite a long time. Back in 1944, 1945, the teams met back-to-back years, and then last year was the third time they have met. Last year, Abington won 27-21, and North Quincy looking to see if they can get a victory here at home against the Green Wave this year. All right, we're going to pause real quick for our national anthem and be back in just 1 second.
North Quincy Combined Choirs.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting.
National anthem performed by the combined choirs from both high schools.
Yeah, a nice sign of confidence. One thing we've really enjoyed about Coach Ryan Craig during his reign is he's very aggressive. Red Raiders won the coin toss and elected to receive. Ryan showing a lot of confidence in his sophomore quarterback, Mikey Galligan, who had a terrific outing last week against Malden Catholic. Confidence in the running game and the offensive line, and you can tell that Coach Craig is looking to deliver a message early to this Abington squad, try to establish coming right out of the gate that Red Raiders are ready for tonight's ball game. It's a Thursday night atypical matchup due to the unavailability of Veterans Stadium this weekend, but nice crowd nonetheless. And then we're going live tonight, huh, John?
We are live, yes.
So for you viewers out there who may have been having sleeping problems during the work week. I'm going to do what I can to
For the Raiders, number 5, Nate Caldwell, and number 28.
have you out cold between Coach Craig and his aggressive approach tonight and some of my commenting. You could be well on your way to sleepy time by the fourth quarter. That'll be our hope for tonight's ball game.
Kicking off for the Green Wave, number 75.
Abington comes into the game with a record of 1-2. Lost to Cohasset in week 1, lost to Apponequet in week 2, and then last week against Sandwich, they got their first victory 21-7 down at Sandwich over the Blue Knights.
Yeah, Abington's another program similar to Malden Catholic last week where they're in a little bit of a transition. They have a veteran quarterback, but they're filling some other
Taken by
spots.
Tran at his 10.
All right, fielded by Tran at the 10-yard line for North Quincy.
Devin Tran
And Devin
to
Tran,
the 20.
see, they're going to spot him down at the 20-yard
The
line.
10-yard return. First and 10.
Well, Tran did a nice job of keeping his poise. Didn't panic, got the ball out to the 20. Nice special teams coverage by Abington. I'm not surprised at all by that. You're going to see a well-coached, tough team. You see big number 87, a defensive end for Abington out there. He is just a sophomore, Billy Kennedy, and he's anchoring a talented defensive line.
So that everybody can enjoy the game. Thank you.
All right, as I said, Jim, Mikey Galligan, sophomore quarterback for the Raiders, comes out in the shotgun for North Quincy. 4 receivers for the Raiders to begin the game. Hand off over to the right side to number 10, Jordan Mahoney. And Mahoney will get the ball up to the 27.
Jordan Mahoney,
A nice little cutback by Mahoney.
pickup of 6.
If you watch the
Second and
replay,
4
you're
for
going to
the
see
Raiders.
Mahoney get outside, but then he cuts back up when 64 there, the linebacker, closes things down. And nice penetration, nice cutback, 4-yard gain. Great first down play for the Red. Actually, they gave him a little over 5 there. Nice little first down gain for the Red Raiders. It's going to be second and a long 4.
Ball spotted at the 27-yard line. Galligan looking to pass, has to roll out of the pocket, and he's going to keep it himself. Gets up to the 35-yard line, and he goes out of bounds at the 36.
Yeah, we saw this last week at Malden Catholic. Galligan running the ball. He's a double threat back there. He throws well, but that was a terrific read by Galligan. You mentioned before about the 4 receivers, John. One of the things North Quincy is doing with those receiver sets is clearing things out for Galligan if he cares to run, if he looks downfield. And that time he did. He used his speed to get outside. Nice pickup, great first down for the Red Raiders on this opening possession.
All right, so as it said, Jim, first down and 10 now for North Quincy. Ball at the 36.
They're in an I set, a more traditional I set here.
Hand off over to the right side. Mahoney with the ball again, trying to fight his way forward up to the 39, and it looks like they're going to give him the 40 with some extra forward progress.
So a little ground and pound. You watch the replay here. The hole shuts up very closely. You had a pulling guard there from the Red Raiders. Coming over from the left side was Joseph Nista. Only a sophomore. He came out as a pulling guard, but the hole closed up quickly. Red Raiders still picked up 4. It's going to be second and 6.
Hand off again to Mahoney. Right up the middle, gets across the 40, and they're going to spot him down at the 43.
Yeah, sticking with the ground game.
43-yard line.
Trying to burn some clock, establish possession.
Third and 3 for the Raiders.
And it's going to be 3rd and 3 for North Quincy. And here's where the double threat of Galligan is going to be huge. He's going to line up in a shotgun set. We've got the 4 receivers again, John, so Galligan's going to have his options if he cares to run with it.
3rd and 3. Galligan looking down the field, nothing there. Makes a nice move to pick up the big yardage here across the midfield. And we'll get into the 44-yard line where he steps out of bounds.
Galligan was looking downfield, but it's hard not to think that was a design run. If you watch on this replay, watch Galligan. He rolls out to his left, eyes up, looking downfield, trying to wave a receiver down. He actually may have been waving like that to throw the defensive back who was closing on him off the trail a bit. But terrific job by Galligan. This is a nice little drive by the Red Raiders. We're already under 10 minutes here, and North Quincy has quickly established control early here in the first quarter with their first possession.
He swat the ball at the 43-yard line, 1st and 10 there for the Raiders. Galligan pass over to right sideline, complete to Caldwell. Makes a nice move there with a stiff arm, pushes the defender out of his way, and will be close to the first down, maybe a couple yards shy. Actually, I say he's down with his knee was down at the 36, as you'll see in the replay.
Yeah, if you watch this replay, just watch Caldwell. He takes it out in the flat, and this is all yards after the catch by Nate Caldwell. Nate's a senior. He's one of the captains this year, and this guy was a big name in last year's Thanksgiving game, as you recall, John. A terrific athlete, great volleyball player as well. If you see his grandfather around the city, you want to cross the street and head in the other direction, because he'll talk to you about Nate forever. He's very proud of his grandson. Oh, nice penetration there by number 22 for Abington, Aiden McClellan, a junior linebacker. And he snuffed that one out. Watch this replay. Boom, handoff, tackle. So that time there were no options for Ben Hudak. He got wrapped up almost right away there. So North Quincy content to take their time and run this. It's been a primarily running offense. You see the clock cam, 8:20 here in the first quarter. All North Quincy possession. This is exactly what Coach Craig wanted to see with this opening drive.
A loss of 2 on that last play. Galligan being pressured by 2 defenders and somehow gets out of the first time, but not the second time. He's sacked for a big loss. Number 64 for the Green Wave, Trent Patterson, one of the captains for Abington.
Well, great call by the coaching staff there, Coach Kelleher. I happen to know one of the assistants, Ed Riley, who his son is the quarterback. I believe Ed's an offensive coordinator, but that was a terrific call by the defense, and Abington's defense matching the North Quincy offense aggression.
All right, well, with the big loss, a 13-yard loss, North Quincy's forced to punt. Over to the right side, and almost went off one of the defenders, and ball takes a very good roll for North Quincy, and Abington's going to down it at their own 7-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the coaching staff's going to think of the decision by Diego Flatus, a senior receiver and defensive pack, to fall on that punt. He was surrounded by red shirts. So a successful punt and cover by the special teams unit of the Red Raiders is going to see Abington's first possession begin inside the 10-yard line at about the 7.
Quarterback for the Green Wave, number 10, Michael Riley.
All right, Michael Riley, the sophomore quarterback for the Green Wave, comes out. Riley, a sophomore. Sends a man in motion, and he's going to give it to him. Goes up to about the 10-yard line. Ball comes loose, and North Quincy recovers the fumble.
It is North Quincy's football.
Wow, I'd like to see the replay on this one. Here's the replay, folks. And watch number 52 turn it up inside. I didn't see it get punched out. Oh, nice job. So there it is. You see the ball coming out. Terrific job in our replay booth. Is Bill Early back? You retired Bill Early, right? What's going on? That is terrific work by our replay crew. So, can we get some names up here? We want to share that with...
first and goal to go from the 10-yard
Yep, so
line.
Peter Doherty is our director and doing replay down the truck tonight.
Wow.
Also, Anna El Tori down on graphics and some audio, and Chris Potter, our engineer.
Well, well done, Peter. Red Raiders with a terrific job forcing the turnover. Right back to the running game.
Ben Hudak with a carry, and he's going to get up to the 5-yard line to bring up now a 2nd down and goal.
Down by a host of tacklers. Last one out of the pile was number
Should mention also Scott Daniels on camera for us tonight.
For the Green Wave.
So we have the A-team on the truck and up on camera as well.
Yeah, this is a one-camera shoot. That's one of the things that's interesting here. It requires a guy with some talent, and we have that. John, you come up with a color man, and you can have a first-rate crew here to cover. And I thought you had one that first game.
All right, from the 5. Galligan, little miscommunication.
Oh, you got to watch that block on the
pass
back.
goes into the end zone. Touchdown,
Oh!
North Quincy. Nate Sampson in the corner of the end zone for the 6 points, as you'll see in the replay.
Yeah, now watch this replay and watch 57 just lay off on this block. He's coming out, and that was close. That was close, but terrific poise shown by the sophomore quarterback, Mikey Galligan. He waited for Sampson, put it up where only Sampson could catch the ball, and the Red Raiders draw first blood, making Abington pay for that very costly turnover. So nice special teams play by the Red Raiders, followed by the turnover on the first Abington possession, and the extra point is good.
Nate Caldwell puts it through the uprights, Jim, and 6:17 left to go in the first quarter, and North, as you said, strikes first, and then leads 7-0.
Yeah, terrific start for North Quincy. They got to be very happy. I'm sure they regretted that their first possession stalled out a bit, but then terrific special teams play. They had a good punt, great coverage on the punt, and then good ball hawking on the first Abington possession, resulting in the turnover. So Red Raiders established not only first blood, but also nice control at this point. All 3 squads, offensively, special teams, and defense, off to good starts here.
Nate Sampson had quite a game for himself last week. He had a touchdown pass from Galligan for 35 yards. He also had a fumble return for 68 yards. So 2 scores last week for Sampson, and puts another 6 on the board here this week to get North Quincy on.
Number 5, Nate Caldwell set to
Yeah,
kick
Coach
off.
Craig is really excited about this team, and I'll tell you, they look good coming out of the gate here early.
All right, ball bounces at the 13-yard line, where it's then fielded by the Green Wave. Nice return up the middle here for Abington. And number 6 on the return, William LeBlanc. And he's going to get up to about the 38.
Yeah, LeBlanc, a junior running back with a very nice return, giving Abington some terrific field position. So their second possession is going to start at the 37, which is a far friendlier spot than the 7-yard line, where they started the first time. And let's see what the Red Raider defense does. They have some big guys out there. We're going to go over the names, but in particular, number 56, Dylan Clifford. We talked a lot about him last year, and we'll be talking about him in tonight's game, I'm sure.
All right, LeBlanc on the handoff and run again. And they're going to get across the 40 to about the 43.
They've got Clifford on the outside, on the right side.
Forward progress to the 43-yard line.
Joe Nista,
Five,
a
second and
sophomore, is tucked in next to Joe Clifford. And then over on the left side of the line, they have big number 70, Robert Wallenjom. He is a senior, 6 foot 253, a big guy, and he's anchoring the outside on the left.
Riley back to pass, has to roll out, fires it out of bounds, just threw that one away as he's being pressured from behind.
Yeah, huge pressure there. You see Wallenjom coming back to the huddle, but terrific pressure by him and then by Nate Sampson on the outside, forcing Riley to get rid of the ball.
That'll bring up 3rd and 5. For the
So
Green
we're
Wave.
looking at a 3rd and 5 here for the Green Wave, with the ball just short of the 45-yard line.
Riley goes into the shotgun. And he's going to keep it himself. And he's going to be right close to the first down marker. Looked like he was brought down, but he landed on a Raider defender, and he then rolled over the defender and actually picks up the first down because of that.
Yeah, well, they set up. They had the big blocking back in the backfield, and Riley just followed him. We'll get his number. But that was a design run play from the start, and Abington, no, it looked like they were going to come out with the same set, but now Riley's under center. Split backfield.
Hand off to the left side for the Green Wave. And getting the ball this time is number 29, A.J. Nash.
A.J. Nash.
Yeah, this is just very basic stuff by Abington. They're coming out, they're blocking, they're running inside the tackles. The turnover earlier was a similar type play, but Abington looking to respond to the Red Raiders' early good start by just slowing things down and doing a little of their own version of ground and pound here.
4-yard gain.
Backfield there.
Handoff goes to Ryan Simonetti. Over to the right side.
Number 25,
and they'll spot him down, at the 44.
Yeah, sorry about that, John. I was going to say, they're just using very simple little formations, offset left, offset right, and they're really relying on fundamental blocking here. So it's going to be an interesting test early on of the conditioning of the young men, because this is very physical football. You see all the Red Raiders with their hands on their hips, and it's an early sign of, a little bit of fatigue. They're really banging. Some of the guys have been going both ways here.
Third and about 3 now for the Green Wave. Handoff over to the right side, and then they're going to have the first down up to about the 40-yard line. Goes number 44, Mason Nash.
This is the second time Abington has got a first down by the length of the football. They're content to just keep grinding away here, and now they're on the North Quincy side of the field, doing their own little version of running the clock down and settling things down. Nice job by Coach Kelleher and the Abington offense.
Nash again on the carry up to the middle, break free over to the right side. One man to beat, gets up to the 15, the 10, the 5, and will get brushed out of bounds by Nate Caldwell at about the 3-yard line, make it the 2.
Yeah, that was a touchdown-saving tackle by Caldwell, and if you watch this play again on the replay, again, it's a simple little design. He's inside the tackle, and then he cuts it back. A little stiff arm there, and he was able to get downfield a terrific run by Mason Nash, and that young man's only a freshman. So he's pretty burly, and he exploded there up the right sideline. Caldwell with a terrific tackle there.
All right, so first and goal from the 2 now for the Green Wave. Riley under center. Hands it off, and touchdown, Green Wave. Ryan Simonetti punches it in for the 6 points.
Touchdown, Green Wave.
Simonetti, a junior, experienced running back. They gave him the ball. He went in basically untouched there. So watch this replay, and you're going to see again a cutback inside. There's been nothing outside the tackles here during this drive by Abington. It's been very basic, fundamental blocking. Some nice running by the running backs, and so Abington comes right back, and they settle down after the early turnover, have a very effective, terrific drive. Now they'll be looking to tie the game with this extra point attempt.
Now the quarterback, Michael Riley, will attempt the extra point. Good snap, kick is up, and it is good.
Kick is good.
So Abington comes down to field, and they put 7 points on the board to tie it with 3:02 left to go in the first.
Well, looks like we're going to be in for another fun evening here, John. 2 good football programs. It's funny, I was talking to someone a while back about the fact that it was a little interesting for me, who I'm a guy who was around in high school in the 70s when North Quincy and Quincy I would play Brockton, Cambridge, Waltham, big established football programs across the state, and not only compete with them, but would regularly win. They were in the Greater Boston League, then the Suburban League. And the thought back then of playing like Scituate or Whitman Hanson or something, you wouldn't do it because these were smaller communities with smaller teams, and they couldn't compete with the likes of Quincy and North. But in the 80s and 90s, all the families now have gone and settled down in these communities south of Quincy and Weymouth.
Devin Tran, it is 12.
Devin Tran takes it at the 12-yard line. Nice return there by Tran. He gets up to about the 30.
And now you have the types of families that, you know, populated Quincy in the 60s and 70s living in, you know, the subdivisions that were built down in Abington and in Whitman and in Hanson and in Situate during the 80s and 90s. And folks who couldn't afford to buy in Quincy, they bought further south. So now these communities are turning out programs that not only compete, but, you know, they have regularly given the programs like the Red Raiders trouble. And Coach Craig has done an excellent job of rebuilding the North Quincy football program. He's got a terrific staff, and these boys really doing well. So we have an interesting matchup here of the old and the new. An old program that's coming back in the Red Raiders and the Abington football program.
Our handoff went to number 21, Ben Hudak, and Hudak will get up to about the 32-yard line for a gain of 2.
Yeah, that closed up. That's the short side of the field. They were running from, you see they're on the right hash mark, and Hudak took it outside, so he ran out of room pretty quickly and for a 2-yard gain. But Coach Craig and the Red Raiders sticking with a running game.
Enough to the fullback, that's number 10, Jordan Mahoney. And Mahoney looks like he might have gotten 2 yards in the play before he got pushed back.
Yeah, that was a little quick hitter behind the left tackle. And then again, another hole that closed up quickly. So another gain of about a little less than 2. And we're looking at a 3rd and 6 here, John. This is where number 17, Mikey Galligan, becomes a real weapon. And they are going to have him line up in the shotgun, and they've got that 4-receiver set. This opens things up for a Galligan running opportunity.
All right, 3rd down for North. Galligan looking down the left sideline, looking for Sampson, and just overthrows him by a couple of yards. But Sampson was open, beat his man, just could not connect.
Yeah, they just missed that connection. A well-designed play. Galligan had to get rid of it a little early because Abington was pressuring from that right side. If we had a replay, do we have a replay on this one? I was going to just show the. Okay, if you watch the replay, look on the right top of the screen. You see a defensive back coming up and pressuring, and a terrific job of smothering him by Dylan Clifford. So Clifford picked up the defensive back who was putting a little bit of a pressure on. Whoa.
Great job there by North Quincy trying to get that. It was Ben Hudak who came down there in the punt coverage. The Green Wave receiver went to catch it, and Hudak was right there as soon as he touched it.
Yeah, watch this replay and watch number 21. No replay. I'm sorry about that. Hudak timed that absolutely perfectly. The ball and number 21 arrived at the same time, and the Abington receiver there did a nice job of holding on. He got really blasted. The punt returner did a nice job of holding on. So North Quincy sticking with their defensive front of number 6, Grant Murphy at right defensive end. Then they've got 56, Dylan Clifford. Over on the other side, they've got
timeout, Raiders.
Over on the other side, they've got big Robert Wallenjom. You know, I'm going to correct myself here. I know that Murphy's lining up as a defensive end, but he's been standing up and backing off the line a lot as well. So they've come with a fairly flexible approach. It looks occasion like it's a 4-down lineman set, and sometimes it looks like they go 3-4, with Grant Murphy being the guy who's kind of rotating.
All right, North Quincy calls a timeout with 1:16 left to go here in the first quarter, tied at 7. Want to remind everyone you can log on to Quincy Access TV's website at qatv.org for program schedules, membership information, video on demand, and live streaming, and much, much more. So again, qatv.org for all of that.
The man in the white shirt there, that's Sean Glennon, Coach Sean Glennon. He's one of the many former players who have come back to assist Coach Craig. And Sean just, he identified something that he wanted corrected. And talked to the team here as we come to the end of the first quarter. Let's see what adjustments they make.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Green Wave at their own 32. Man goes in motion. That's number 44, Mason Nash. And let's see who they spot him with forward progress up to about the 34.
By number 44, Mason Nash.
I got to tell you, Nash, he is a bull. He's a strong young man. They gang tackled him and stopped his forward progress, but Nash didn't go down. The whistle blew because of the fact the Red Raiders had ended forward progress, but this young man, Nash, is a strong, well-built kid, and he's only a freshman, as we said, John. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 as the clock winds down. Oh,
the quarterback looking to pass. Riley being pressured, and he gets sacked and brought down. Coming up there to make the sack, Dylan Clifford, number 56.
Nicely done.
Sack for a loss.
Clifford was assisted there by Tommy Wirtz.
2-yard line.
Wirtz, a junior, was in on the tackle as well. Riley faked out our cameraman there, so we kind of missed a little bit of it, but terrific job by the Red Raiders of putting pressure on Riley here. It's going to be a 3rd and 8. What do we have? Oh, there's a flag on the field. Wonder if it's going to be a hold here, given all the pressure.
One of the officials is also coming over to signal put some more time back on the clock. 5.6 seconds left to go.
81 jumped right in his face. 81 just started screaming right in the...
Looks like we got a taunting issue. Let's see.
A dead ball, unsportsmanlike foul on the defense, 15-yard penalty. It will be 3rd down.
Well, that's really regrettable that happened, and not sure. I believe they would have taken the athlete right off the field after it happened, but Coach Craig is definitely talking to all his players about what went on. It appears that it was a little bit of an issue with a taunting situation, and the officials want to get on that right away, early. Yeah, Coach Lennon is going out to speak to the individual involved, and he's making sure he's clear that behavior is unacceptable. And it's certainly regrettable because now you're looking at a 3rd and it looks like 3rd and about, they have it on the scoreboard as 8, but wait a minute, what's happening?
Well, I think they ran off the clock.
Okay.
Initially, like I said, the officials came over and it looked like they had asked for 26 seconds, but maybe they were saying 2.6 seconds. And then once the penalty came back, they wound the clock. So that is the end of the first quarter. And as they move the ball back down the other end of the field, I believe Abington will have a 2nd down and about 5 to go.
I think it's
third down. Excuse me, 3rd.
Yeah, 3rd down. On the scoreboard, they have it at 3rd and 8, but when you look across the field at the sticks, I'm with John. It looks like it's 3rd, and it's going to be about 5, maybe 6 yards there. So, and certainly regrettable because that's after a 15-yard walk-off. And, you know, imagine where the Red Raiders would be, with Abington pinned back 3rd and 20. So let's see if the defense can't step up and make a play here. And Abington certainly looking to start the 2nd quarter and establish a little momentum. So this is a big 3rd down play, John. What do we have going on the field? All right, looks like the conferences are over. Going to return to football here.
All right, ball spotted at the 37-yard line.
Now Abington with its own little 4-receiver set.
And in motion, Riley rolling out, gets hits as he throws, and it is incomplete. Great job there by number 10, Jordan Mahoney, to break up that play.
Yeah, terrific job. Now, of course, Mahoney gets right up, looks at the player, and gives that a little signal. They have to be a little more cautious here, the athletes, about. They got a very clear message. Watch this terrific breakup. He arrives as the ball does, and if you watch this, ball comes, defensive back comes. Now watch him pop up. I don't know that he should be doing that. Got a couple of players right over with him to back him off on it. And comes the punt formation. Interesting punt formation. Yeah.
It looks like they were trying to fake it, and it's fumbled, and it's recovered by Grant Murphy at about the 27-yard line. North Quincy with great field possession.
Grant Murphy.
Yeah, if you could set up the replay and just freeze it at the outset. I was trying to. Okay, might have an issue doing so. All right, look at this set. I was looking for the punter behind those two guys. Then I realized, no, those two guys are back there. So Red Raiders read it perfectly, and the little flip pass did not connect, and terrific coverage there. So Red Raiders special teams continues to perform. Top shelf here, John, and offense is in a great position here early in the second quarter.
They spot it at the 26-yard line. That's where North will start. Pitch over to the right side for Hudak. Trying to reach the corner, and we'll get a yard, maybe two on the play.
Yeah, that time Abington did a great job of stringing out the play. Hudak was trying to get his blocks to set up, but nothing was there. He had Alan Guan, a big fullback, number 44, out there in front of him. If you watch on the replay, here's the blocking back, and Alan lays a couple of blocks on people, but unfortunately, as you said, Hudak was not able to find the edge there. So it's going to be a second and about 7.
They spot the ball at the 27-yard line. Hudak again on the carry, trying to push the pile forward, going right up the middle, gets across the 20, and looks like he's going to be down at about the 19.
Yeah, so that'll bring up 3rd and short. Red Raider offensive line continuing to get the job done nicely. So
3rd and 4 for the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going to call it 3rd and a long 3.
Yeah, the ball is just inside the 20.
Yeah. They called it 3rd and 4 from the announcer's booth, but let's see what they do here.
Galligan into shotgun. Rolling to his left. Looking and is incomplete. Was looking for Nate Caldwell, but they do not connect. Also down over there for North Quincy was Murphy.
I got to tell you, and I'm sure the coaching staff is seeing this, like Abington is very aggressively bringing the house here. That time, it was a great call, actually, because I think what Abington's noticed is the propensity of the quarterback, Galligan, to keep rolling to his left. He went to his left, and Abington brought pressure, defensive end and defensive back from the right side. And they were closing on Galligan when he got rid of the ball. So,
all right, 4th down now for the Raiders. Galligan again looking to pass, looking, being pressured, has to step up in the pocket, and he's going to get brought down for a loss at the 30-yard line.
Mikey Galligan.
Again, pressure by Abington. Galligan had luck early on with letting the play set up a bit and looking downfield and then taking off. But if you watch this replay, what you're going to see is Galligan holding on to the ball and the pressure coming and everything collapsing around him. See that little stunt by the linebacker? He comes around untouched, and nice block by big number 56, Dylan Clifford, on one of the charging linebackers. But the pocket collapsed, and here comes the Abington offense.
Hanif goes up the middle for Abington and trying to see who gets up off the bottom of the pile. And it's number 26 for the Green Wave, Lucas Foley.
Ball carried by number 25, Ryan Simonetti.
Nice.
Correction, that's number 26, Lucas Foley. That's a pickup of 6, 2nd and 4 for the Green Wave.
Six-yard run by Foley, bring up now a 2nd down and 4 from the 36. Foley again on the carry and might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Nice job there by North Quincy to hold him. And actually that time was number 25, Ryan Simonetti on the carry.
Yeah, you know, I mentioned earlier, John, about conditioning. This is gonna be a very interesting test. You see number 56 and number 6 for the Red Raiders, Grant Murphy and Dylan Clifford. They've been out on the field the entire time. They're sucking wind. They're working hard. And then also along the defensive line, the defensive front, Joe Nista and Robert Wallenjom. And then out on the left side, you see Tommy Wirtz. So there's a lot of guys out there that have been on the field the whole time. And there's...
That was Mason Nash on the carry for Abington over to the right side and
nice
pushes his way
explosion.
forward.
Yeah.
And he'll get the first down up to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, very nice explosion right up the middle. But these guys on the defensive line, their conditioning is going to be really important here. We're going to see what type of shape the Green Wave guys are. We were seeing some bodies coming on and off the field in the first quarter. That's changed a little bit. And people are staying on the field in this second quarter.
Enough goes to William LeBlanc over to the right. Nice pursuit there by North, but LeBlanc is still going to get a couple of yards on the play up to the 45.
Yeah, terrific job by Jordan Mahoney of getting outside and turning the running back in, allowing for the tackle. Watch the replay and watch number 10 get over here and get outside and turn the running back in. That was a terrific job. He wouldn't necessarily be credited with the tackle, and then Wallenjob comes in, fought off a block. That's a great individual effort by two guys. Wallenjob, who made the tackle, and then number 10, Jordan Mahoney, getting out and showing terrific discipline of holding the corner there. Nicely done.
2nd down for the Green Wave. Up the middle again goes the ball carrier. And maybe a gain of 2 on the play. We'll see where they spot him down.
This time they ran right at Dylan Clifford, and he was ready for it. He hung right in there, fought off his block, and made the tackle.
It was LeBlanc again on the carry for the Green Wave, and they're going to give him a 2-yard gain on that up to the 47-yard line, bring up now a 3rd and 6.
This is an important third down. We don't want to say a big third down. I'll just call it an important one because, Abington's done a terrific job with its running game of grinding clock down. And it'd be nice to see North Quincy turn over the possession here and give them the opportunity with 5 minutes to go to run some clock and have a final possession in the half. But
Timeout, Abington.
Abington, recognizing how big this is, they'd love to keep the ball, keep the clock running, and just keep a nice slow march downfield. You see the tie score 7-7, John, and one of these teams wants to go into the locker room with a lead. And I think this possession is going to be very important in determining who's got the shot at that.
North Quincy will go on the road next week. As I try to find my schedule here for North Quincy at Scituate on October 7th. So they're going to be getting their Patriot League schedule next week with Scituate, Pembroke, Plymouth South, and Hanover, the next 4 games for North Quincy.
At Scituate's a tough matchup. Scituate came up and played Milton High School at Milton in a terrific football game. What was it, like 3 weeks ago or so? And those are 2, Class A teams and really good programs. And Scituate went in and they won at Milton. That correct, John?
I think they've lost from when I'm looking at mine. I'll double check that in just a second here. All right, third down. Abington pass is complete, but right there for the tackle is Mahoney.
Baby.
A great play there by Jordan Mahoney.
That's 2 big plays on this possession. Watch Mahoney. He's going to come from the right of your screen there. He reads it almost immediately. He sees number 29 fade out to the flat, and a perfect read by Mahoney. Great hit, and a huge play by the Red Raiders. So now they've got Riley out there again.
Correction, that was number 10, Jordan Mahoney.
Let's see what's going to happen here. They've got that double set punt formation. Let's see what they do.
And the kicker runs over to the right and kicks it, and Caldwell lets it bounce, and it takes a very friendly roll for the Green Wave, and it's still going all the way down to the 6-yard line.
Yeah, good decision by Caldwell, actually. I mean, he was a bit forced to hold where he was, and he went to close on the ball, just couldn't get there in time, so they kicked it away from him, actually. So that was nice execution by Abington. We talked about Coach Kelleher. He is a KG veteran. He's got 300 wins. Am I correct on that? The Milton Scituate score?
Milton won 33-26.
Okay. I have a niece who goes to Milton High and a niece who goes to Scituate High, and I mixed up who had bragging rights because I happened to see them the following week, and I thought that my Scituate niece had bragging rights. I'm wrong.
A handoff for North up the middle. Looks like it was number 44 in the carry, Alan Guan.
Yeah, Guan, a junior, inheriting the number 44 there, which was a number all over the field last year when Coach Craig's son proudly wore it. So he's got his work cut out for him to live up to those numbers this season. But Coach Craig has a lot of confidence in Allen, and he's a hard-working fullback linebacker like his predecessor.
4-yard gain. Guan again over to carry over to the right side, crosses the 13, and gets brought down at about the 14-yard line. Nice run there by Guan.
Yeah, and a nice tackle by Aiden Powers, the senior defensive lineman. If you watch this replay, he tied up Guan almost right away, and Guan ground out some extra yardage.
3rd and 2.
There he's hit right at the line, and watch Guan grind out some extra yardage, but a nice tackle by Powers. So it's going to be 3rd and 2 here as we tick down to 4 minutes, John. Another big 3rd down. Abington had theirs and came up short. Let's see how the Red Raiders do.
All right, Gallagher in the shotgun for the Raiders. Sends Caldwell in motion. Guan gets the carry. He gets hit in the backfield and brought down for a loss of 1 on the play.
Number 44, Alan Guan. No
Nice
gain.
push there by the defensive line. Looked like it was number 75, Aiden Powers,
That'll bring up
senior
4th
for the
down.
Green Wave.
Yeah, North Quincy came out with that formation that signaled Mikey Galligan holding on to the ball and either running or
The punt for the
passing.
Raiders, number 10, Jordan Mahoney.
Abington came with pressure nonetheless, and it turned out that the pressure ran right into the gap that Guan had hit. So
Number 29,
Raiders are going to punt the ball away. Terrific punt here.
High kick there by Mahoney, and it takes an Abington bounce, and North Quincy finally jumps on it, and they're going to mark it down at the North Quincy 39-yard line.
Well, they got nice height under it, but unfortunately not a lot of distance on that particular kick. So Abington, with 3:06 to go here in the second quarter, has a terrific opportunity, John. 1st and 10 inside the Red Raider 40.
Panariti. 1st and 10 Green Wave at the North Quincy 39-yard line.
Mentioned North Quincy on the road next week against Scituate. And Quincy High School, they'll be back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium when they'll face off against Hanover High School on Friday, October 7th. QATV will have live coverage of that game as well, beginning at 7 p.m. on QATV Channel 8 and on QATV.org. Handoff for the Green Wave up the middle, and a big run here by Abington. And they're going to move the chains all the way up to about the 25, maybe, excuse me, the 26-yard line. And it looked like it was number 26 on the carry, Lucas Foley.
Number 29,
Yeah, senior running back. Abington's done a nice job of
Greenway first down.
fresh legs. They've rotated 4 running backs, and that time Lucas Foley, a guy we hadn't really talked about too much, with a terrific pickup, 13 yards. Ball is just inside the Red Raider 27, 1st and 10.
And miscommunication there between the quarterback and his 2 running backs, and North Quincy takes advantage of it, coming up to make the tackle, leading the way is number 81, Tommy Wirtz.
That'll bring the ball all the way back to the 31-yard line.
Yeah,
Bring up
terrific
2nd
job
and
by
14.
Wirtz. Great penetration and a nice tackle. On the replay, you see Red Raiders in the backfield there. You had Grant Murphy coming over from the right side, Wirtz from the left.
Joseph Nister also in on their play as well. Riley in the pass, rolling out, and he's going to throw it away. He was just out of the pocket, so
Pass incomplete.
no intentional grounding.
Tell you, there was
Quarterback out
terrific
of the
pressure
pocket.
by Grant Murphy, and the Red Raider coaching
Gotta bring
staff
up
is
3rd
right
and
there.
14 for
They're
Abington.
wondering why it is there was no call there. Murphy got great pressure and got wrapped up by the left tackle. It looked like a hold. He did not have his hands inside the shoulder pads, that's for sure. So, in any event, it's going to be 3rd and 14. And Red Raider defense really stepping up here, John. Let's hope they do on this play. Although I would imagine the way Abington's been playing, they probably go for it on 4th down again.
I would assume
We'll
so,
see.
especially with the field position as well. Riley looking into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Was looking downfield for Mason Nash, but nice coverage there by North Quincy. Down there field was Nate Caldwell and also
Nate Sampson.
Nate Sampson, yes.
Yeah.
We'll see the
Terrific
replay.
coverage. Terrific coverage. Watch the pressure from the Red Raiders. Great pressure. And that forced Riley to throw the ball a little earlier than I think he wished. And Red Raiders had terrific coverage on that one. So great defensive stand on 3rd down. And as we expected, Abington's going to go for it on 4th.
They're looking to pass over to the left side, complete at the 20-yard line, but North Quincy looks like they're going to hold it. It'll be a turnover on downs. Nice job there by North. And try to see the first man there was number 88 for North Quincy, and Heya Panariti, as he gets a little slow coming up, though, but we'll take a look at the replay.
It is now 1st and 10 Raiders.
Yeah, we hate to see Panariti coming up limping like this. I hope he's okay.
At the North Quincy 20-yard
But
line.
he had trouble almost immediately. He had to come off the field. So, Red Raider offense back on the field with 1:30 to go. We'll see. I talked about Mike Galligan being a double threat. We'll see if he's got some gunslinger left in him here as we come to the end of the first half.
All right, ball at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for North. Pitch over to the left side. And might have lost a yard in the play, maybe gotten back to the line of scrimmage. I believe it was Ben Hudak on the carry, and it was.
What does Abington have for timeouts, John?
They have 2 timeouts remaining.
Okay. So we're going to want to see North Quincy do something here on this
Number
next.
21,
Well, I
Ben Hudak
guess
on the carry.
maybe if North runs the
No
clock
gain.
down enough, it won't really matter. But if North had if there was another stop by Abington, I could see them using their timeouts here, John. So it's important for North Quincy to stay in the game, even if they're not going to move the ball down the field. Hopefully they get a 1st down at least.
No gain on the last play for North Quincy. Handoff goes up the middle, and that's Mahoney on the carry, and he's going to get a gain of 1 or 2 on the play.
Number 10, Jordan Mahoney. on the
And as we expected, Abington calling a timeout here where it's a 3rd and long. They have a shot at another possession. So
The clock stops with 40 seconds to go here in the half.
Attention all Quincy youth football cheerleaders. If you would meet the North Quincy cheerleaders at the main runway, which is the runway extending from the 50-yard line. At the conclusion,
We have
of
some
this
halftime
period.
festivities planned. I don't know if we can get a shot of the video board, but it's advertising Mites Under Lights at halftime here. A little higher. I don't know what type of angle we can get on this, but it's a nice little tease for halftime entertainment here. Yeah, understood. Yeah. Our camera angle is a little foreshortened, but oh, nice job. He's panning away. There we go. Mites Under the Lights. So it's going to be some entertainment here. I don't know if Peter would be interested in running the tape where we're live. Who knows? I don't know if there's grandparents at home who haven't fallen asleep yet listening to my call of the game.
So the North Quincy cheerleaders will be also out in the field as well.
All right, here's another important third down, John.
Galligan looking to pass, and it is, let's see, trying to wait for the sign, and it looks like it's complete, and it's going to be a
Nicely
first down.
done.
Nice
Nicely
drop
done.
there by number 5, Nate Caldwell for North Quincy.
I got to tell you, the side judge almost made the stop on that play. If you watch this, the big issue was the location of the side judge. So nicely done. Good job. That was a very well executed play and a nice conservative call. They went to one of their senior leaders, Nate Caldwell, there, and he answered the bell. So an important first down, and now the Red Raiders can be comfortable at least that as long as they're conservative with the ball, they're going to run out the clock safely.
Galligan fires again to Caldwell, and he steps out of bounds after the completion at the 44-yard line.
Watch this replay real quickly, and you're going to see, first of all, nice decision by Galligan to get rid of the ball. And we might have gone too far back on the deck. Maybe we'll skip that replay. But a nice job by Galligan to get rid of the ball quickly. And then Nate Caldwell, Mr. Dependable. Nice reception along the sideline, got right out of bounds. There's 27.5 left on the clock, John. So that did not take much time, and they're up at midfield. Let's see what they can do.
And they spot him out of bounds at the 46.
Yeah, I think we got to get the replay deck off. Here we are. We're back live.
Galligan again looking to pass. Being pressured, rolls out of the pocket, crosses midfield, and steps out of bounds. We'll see where they spot him out at the Abington 45.
Excellent decision by Galligan. He did a great job. If you watch this replay, Galligan shows nice poise in the pocket. Abington comes with just moderate pressure, just their 4 linemen. They did not send any defensive backs in. And so that gave Galligan an opportunity, and he took it. So one of the messages here for the Abington coaching staff is they got to make a decision. If they want to contain Galligan, they got to bring more bodies. On that play, they tried a conservative coverage downfield approach, and Galligan made them pay. So 20 seconds on the clock. That was a 7-second play. We're at the 45.
All right, Galligan again rolling out. He's going to keep it, and he gets pushed out of bounds. North Quincy's looking for a late hit out of bounds, but no call. And they're going to say he gets out of bounds at the 45.
It's kind of funny to see a big bear like Coach Craig arguing that you can't hit my boy like that out of bounds, you know. So he's trying to protect his quarterback and maybe pick up some yards. So North's done a very nice job here, John. They went from an important third down where they were backed up in their own end zone, and Abington's calling timeouts because they think they can have a shot at it. So now North's in Abington territory at the 45. See if North can't do something to get some points on the board.
All right, 3rd and 1 for the Raiders. Galligan again. Passes downfield, and Caldwell with a catch. Did he stay in bounds? No, he could not stay in bounds.
But incomplete.
He was trying
Out
to
of bounds. That was
tip his toes, but just can't stay in.
What was he trying to do? Excuse me.
Tip, yeah, I know.
Tip his toes?
You got it.
All right, that's a great call. I want to talk at halftime. Watch this replay real quickly. Galligan flushed out a bit, and he hits Caldwell and makes a terrific catch, but it was right along the sideline. And even though Nate tipped his toes, what's happening here? What are the officials?
There was a flag
Oh, we got a
thrown
flag
behind
down.
the play. Back at the North Quincy 49-yard line.
Holding on the offense.
Holding.
Still third down.
against the Raiders. It's a spot foul. 10-yard penalty. We'll bring the ball all the way back to the 40-yard line. Replay third down. That'll make it third
So
and
it's going to be a
6.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. They move it back to just shy of the North Quincy
7 seconds
40-yard
remaining
line.
in the half.
7 seconds remain.
Looking at a kneel down here. No.
Hand it off to Alan Guan. And Guan will get up to the 45-yard line, and that will be the last
Number
play
44,
of the half.
And that'll end it.
So
End of the half.
North
We are
Quincy
tied
is
at
trying to push the
7.
ball downfield, but a late penalty pushes them back. And at halftime, North Quincy 7, Abington 7. And it's been a good game so far here, Jim, in the first half.
Oh, it's been terrific. Red Raiders came out with a super opening drive, stalled out, but then they forced a turnover. The one little issue in the first half has been turnovers for Abington. Abington's had 2 turnovers. Red Raiders made them pay once with that first touchdown. But otherwise, both teams have really just gone at each other. It's been a well-played, clean game, and the boys are really banging away. So bodes well for an exciting second half, John.
All right, well, Jim and I will take a timeout, and here at the Veterans Memorial Stadium, North Quincy 7, the Green Wave 7 of Abington, and we'll be back with the North Quincy cheerleaders and halftime entertainment in just 1 second.
Petrovic, Sachi Andrade, Annie Hayes, Kylie McDonald, Sophia Palermo, Izzy Reyes, Emma Kramer, Jade Manin, Emma Burlingham, Grace Love, Bridget Berg, Kobe McIntosh, Maddie Smith, Sophia Karanis, head coach, Anya Duffy, assistant coach, Meg Kutanis.
Welcome back, everyone, to Veterans Memorial Stadium. Again, we're at the half. We are tied at 7 between the North Quincy Raiders and the Abington Green Wave. My name is Jonathan Clay. I'm being joined here in the booth by Jim Timmons. Jim, it was a long halftime here at the stadium, so teams have come back out into the field, try to get loosened up, and get ready here now for the third quarter.
Yeah, we're sorry for the layoff and activity here. Our viewers wondering what the heck's going on here in the middle of Thursday night, as everything suddenly came to a halt. But we had quite a halftime performance by youth football programs and a bunch of cheerleaders as well. And now we're going to start with second half kickoff of North Quincy Hyde kicking off. You recall they took the ball after winning the coin toss. And see what's going on here. Oh, we got an issue with the stick crew that we had to fix here. So number 5, Nate Caldwell is going to be kicking off for the Red Raiders, and we got a correction on number 81 for the Red Raiders. We'll mention after the kickoff, John, because we certainly mentioned him plenty during the first half.
All right, kick is fielded at the 20-yard line. And big return here for number 44, Mason Nash, the freshman for the Green Wave, who had a nice first half as well. North Quincy is saying that it looked like Nash raised his hand up in the air, calling for a fair catch. But
yeah, let's watch the replay and see what we see. So a nice kick by Nate Caldwell. He got some height on it. And, well, we certainly didn't see anything there. And we probably won't.
19-yard kickoff return for number 44, Mason Nash.
Yeah, we're talking to the color man for Abington, Cam, who's covering the game tonight for the Green Wave, and he told us that Mason Nash is playing his first high school varsity football tonight, and he's certainly doing it with a splash, because he had a terrific first half, and now looks like Coach Kelleher has seen enough. He's impressed enough that he's starting the second half with Nash in the backfield. So he's big, and he runs big.
Older brother AJ just got that last carry for Abington with a 5-yard gain. He's a second down and 5. LeBlanc on the carry. And they're going to mark him down at about the 48, and that's where they do spot it.
Going to be 3rd and 2. We've had a lot of third downs in this game so far, John, that, you can't call them big third downs necessarily, but, certainly pivotal. And Abington would like to keep its first drive of the second half alive. It's going to be interesting to see which team establishes themselves in this second half, and here's Abington's chance on its first possession.
And ball came loose on the exchange, and nice job by North Quincy to get it and bring it down. Flag thrown on the play as well. Joseph Nista was there for North Quincy to help hold up that play, and we'll see what the flag is here for what the call is, and we'll take a look at the replay. Officials conferring down the field.
5 yards on them for pushing the runner. Do you want to take it or decline it? If you decline it, we're going to be on 4.
So it's going to be sounds like a penalty against Abington, and head coach Ryan Craig trying to decide if he wants to take it or not.
Helping the runner on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Well, interesting. Coach Craig showing confidence in his defense, but also probably recognizing the reality of Coach Kelleher's aggression and his approach thus far on 4th downs. If he didn't take the penalty, it would have been 4th and short right at the 50, and I'm sure Craig is anticipating that Kelleher would have gone for it. So Craig took the penalty. They march off the 5. And let's see what happens here on 3rd down.
So it's a penalty you don't hear too often, helping the runner there. All right, third down for Abington, over to the left side, and going to be very close to the first down, A.J. Nash. And another flag thrown on the play. We might have a late hit out of bounds. And they mark him down at the 50. That will be enough for the first down, but we'll see what the penalty flag is.
I think we're going to wait on the replay. We have a replay available, but we're going to wait on it and see what the officials have to say here with this call. They're picking up the flag. They're moving the sticks.
Personal foul. Hitting the runner out of bounds. Here, first down.
Sticks are moving. So Abington's been a bit plagued by turnovers. And that last possession, the fumbled snap, cost them. For the Red Raiders, it's been these personal foul penalties. It's tough stuff. It's a big hit. It's 15 yards. And now Abington continues with some momentum at the Red Raider 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
Handoff goes to Mason Nash over to the left side, and probably a loss of 1 on the play there, back to the 36.
The officials have called a relatively tight game, which makes the fact that both teams have played somewhat penalty-free, even though the Red Raiders have picked up these big personal fouls. The whistles come early, and they're trying to keep control over two teams where you've got players really banging away at each other. Oh, John, do we clarify on Ben Wallenjom that number 81 is Ben Wallenjom. He's lining up next to his brother. We've been calling him Wirtz because he showed up. Tom Wirtz shows up as 81 on the roster, but we get a correction from
29 on the carry.
always reliable Martin Dunham, who let us know that number 81 is Ben Wallenjom, the brother of number 70, Robert Wallenjom, and they're lining up next to each other on the left side. And pretty formidable stuff there. I don't know if you want to be at the kitchen table when breakfast is served in that household in the morning. Those two big guys.
Robert with a tackle on that last play for North Quincy.
Yeah, he's been terrific.
Nice play there by Abington. LeBlanc gets the carry, and he's going to be right at the first down mark at the 25-yard line. It should be enough to move the chains, and it is.
Yeah, that was a very well designed. Watch this replay, and you're just going to see a really nicely designed trap play. You see number 78 come out and pull and block the left tackle for Abington, big number 78, Steve Wojciechowski, a junior. Came out, pulled, and put a big block on Wallenjom there. So
a handoff, maybe a gain of 2 on the play, it looks like. And they do give him 2.
that was Trent Patterson, one of the captains there, John, for Abington. We mentioned earlier they've done a nice job of rotating people. Although Patterson, he's an offensive line. Did he just recover a fumble? Is that why he had the ball at the end?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I think I missed something there. I'm sorry. I was looking at something else on the field and then saw him handing off the ball, but I think he just picked up perhaps a fumble or whatever. Uh-oh.
And run here by LeBlanc at the 5, and touchdown, Abington.
Number 6, William LeBlanc. Touchdown, Abington.
25-yard touchdown.
19 remaining in the third quarter.
Well, Abington has done to North what North did to Abington. North started the game and came out and established control. Abington just did the same thing. If you watch this replay, what a beautiful run here. Great blocking, huge hole. I think John or I could have got through that. And then a nice finish by LeBlanc. Well, LeBlanc, as John has been saying. John's giving him a little more French. If you were a soccer player, I'd go with LeBlanc. I think a football player, we got to call him LeBlanc. Well, the point after is good, John. So Abington does what the coaching staff asked them to do during that 25-minute halftime. They came out and they patiently established a strong running game, some terrific blocking. They took control of the line play there on that particular possession and got right down the field to take the lead here, 14-7.
As I said, 14-7 with 7:19 left to go here in the third quarter.
Important now to see the Red Raiders special teams and offense, both of which have performed well tonight, to come out and step up and answer
Number 75,
this
Aiden
Abington
Powers, set to kick off for the Green Wave.
third quarter salvo. They came out and started the second half they wish. Let's see how the Red Raiders react
To receive for the Raiders, number 28,
in response.
number 5.
Aiden Powers, senior, will kick it away for the Green Wave. Fielded by North Quincy at the 13-yard line. Nate Caldwell trying to get over to the left side. Nice stiff arm there to pick up an extra 5 yards. And he'll finally get pushed out of bounds. And let's see where they spot him out at the 37.
Number 25, Ryan Simonetti, and number 29, A.J. Nash there on the tackle. First and 10 Raiders.
I got to tell you, that was a terrific job of fielding that kick. He made it look easy, but it had just taken a bounce, and he fielded it very cleanly off his left shoulder pad. So nicely done there, nice run back. Red Raiders are going to start with good field position at the 37-yard line.
3 receivers to the right of quarterback Mikey Galligan. Galligan, quick pass to complete. It's Caldwell. Caldwell with some speed crosses midfield. Nice job by Caldwell to hold on to that ball. Number 26, Lucas Foley was trying to strip it away. And you'll see in the replay here, nice job by Caldwell to hold on to it.
Just a simple, well-designed play here.
Play as a Raider.
Caldwell was the outside receiver, and he slid in back of the 2 inside receivers, who essentially ran picks, but not really. There was no contact. And then Caldwell just accelerated up the seam there. Very well designed, well executed play. Nice job by the Raiders.
Same formation for North. Galligan going to the left side this time, looking downfield, and it is incomplete. Was looking for Nate Sampson, and a very late flag is thrown out of bounds. I think this is going to go against Abington for a late hit.
Incomplete, but there is a flag on the play.
It's an interesting call here. It happened out of bounds well after the play. So let's watch the replay. And you may hear the call during the replay. So it took a while to set up because the receiver's getting downfield. So here's number 7. Geez, I don't know what the official saw there, number 28.
Ball, personal foul
Personal
on the
foul
defense.
against Abington.
All right, so it is a personal foul, and they're going to march it up to the 30-yard line, and it'll be a first down for North Quincy.
Well, I'm going to tell you, when the coaching staff looks at that, there's going to be a strong sense of disagreement there. The Abington staff, that is, when they look at this over the weekend. That was a bit of a tough call, I would say. But we'll take it. What happened?
And we're going to have a false start, some movement on the line against North Quincy.
False start.
All right, well, we talked earlier.
Penalty. We'll replay the down.
What you're seeing there is a sign of fatigue. The linemen that we've been talking about, who have been out on the field all game, just a little bit of a mental slip there, and results in the false start, and unfortunately a 5-yard penalty for the Red Raiders. It's going to be 1st and 15.
So North gives 5 yards back, and it said 1st and 15 now from the 35. Galligan looking down the right side, looking for Caldwell, and Caldwell ends up turning into defensive back and bringing down the defender as he intercepts it at about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, that was a tough one. That's going to effectively serve similar to a punt. If you watch this replay, You see Galligan look to his right, and then you see Galligan put the ball up in the air. And just take a look at the defensive back. I mean, he's right there. He did a terrific job of reading the play. Caldwell arrived. You can tell that Galligan was throwing the ball and in sync with Caldwell. He was heading in that direction, but there was no recognition at all of that safety who just sat back and read what was happening. And so big turnover for the Red Raiders.
I believe it was A.J. Nash who picked off the ball there for Abington.
We had said how in the first half the story was Abington turnovers. Well, that's a first turnover for North and a big one as they were marching successfully down the field here in response to the Abington second half opening touchdown.
Ball spotted at the 16-yard line.
So, regrettable turn of events. Let's see how the defense steps up and reacts to this, John.
Blanket last carry there for Abington with a 5-yard gain. And big run there by Mason Nash, puts his shoulder down
Number 44
and picks up an extra few yards there, and he'll have a first down for the Green Wave.
Yeah, Mason Nash has been quite a discovery. If Sean Riley, the Abcam color commentator for decades now, he's actually retired about this at halftime. Sean Riley and his compadre, Kevin Whalen, they're Abington High grads, and they've been covering Abington football, literally, I think, for 3 decades. And after this play, we'll finish this. Oh, ball's on the
Ball's
ground.
loose.
Looks like it's covered by the Raiders.
And North Quincy has recovered the fumble.
There we go. Great job by the defense, John. So the defense again steps up. And watch this replay. You're going to see pretty good pressure right at the point of attack and a terrific job of dislodging the football and covering it. And the Red Raiders are going to take over 1st and 10 from the 25. Huge turnover by the North defense. Great job. Let's see if the offense can't tighten it up a bit and then punch this one in.
All right, so North takes over now at the 25-yard line. Great opportunity here, as you said, to tie this game for North Quincy. Hudak on the carry, and he's going to get hit and stopped immediately in the backfield. Number 55, Jeff Buckley, one of the senior captains for the Green Wave.
Yeah, I'm not sure which branch of the tree he would be, but Buckley is a big name in Abington. John Buckley, who's a contemporary of mine, he was a terrific athlete at BC High. He was a football and lacrosse player at Tufts. He's now the Register of Deeds in Plymouth County. Terrific guy, great athlete, and there have been Buckleys populating the athletic fields in Abington for decades now. So, big hit there.
Galligan, quick pass, and it is incomplete. Was looking for Nate Sampson, cannot connect.
Yeah, they're tightening up the coverage on Caldwell
Number 7, Nate Sampson.
and taking him away as an option so far. So, big 3rd down play here for the Red Raiders, John. I'd say we're in 4-down territory. You probably agree.
I believe so, yep.
Yeah, so we'll have to see what North can do here. We have not seen the Galligan, take off and run play that had so much success in the first half. This is the type of set that opened up that opportunity for him. Let's see if that's available this possession.
3rd and 10, Galligan
Pressure.
being pressured and gets away from one, passes it down into the end zone, has a man. Touchdown, North Quincy. Grant Murphy brings it in for the 6 points.
Oh, we got to watch this replay, and the focus of Grant Murphy, absolutely spectacular.
Correction, Nate
So
Baldwin.
terrific job of Galligan keeping the play alive, getting away from the pressure. Now watch this reception in the end zone. It was almost his teammate, Ben Hudak. I don't know if he knew that Murphy was back there, but he almost broke up the play.
Yeah.
So terrific focus by Murphy. Great focus. Big reception, an important reception. Let's see, Caldwell can tie it up. And he missed it. Oh, no, he booted it right through.
Just
Nicely
snuck it
done.
in.
Nicely done.
So extra point is good. So with 3:59 left to go here in the third quarter, North Quincy comes back and scores its second touchdown after a fumble recovery. On the first 7 points, North got a touchdown after, again, a fumble recovery, and they do so again. So we are tied at 14, and the defense steps up big again for the North Quincy.
Yeah, and we have to see which team reacts here and adjusts. North Quincy kept that opening second half drive by Abington alive with personal foul penalties, something that has dogged them. They've had 3 of them, and they've been big penalties in the game. By the same token, Abington has kept North in the game with turnovers, costly turnovers. I would say that last fumble, however, was credited to the North defense and not so much an Abington mistake. But in any event, it's been turnovers and penalties that each team has capitalized on. And let's see who cleans it up here.
My ball comes loose at the 30-yard line, and Abington jumps on it to try to advance it. And coming up was Mason Nash after it was touched. And Nash will get brought down at about the 28-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, you got to give Nash credit there. Now, keep in mind, this is a freshman, and he did a terrific job on a special team situation under pressure where the ball was loose of covering it cleanly and then looking to advance it smartly. He didn't run backwards trying to get outside at all. He didn't lose any yardage trying to get outside. He just ran laterally and played it cleanly and safely. And as a result, Abington's going to start 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Hand off over to the right side for LeBlanc, and he gets up to about the 35, and that's where they do mark him down. Actually, maybe they might spot him just shy at the 34.
Pick up a 5.
Yeah, both teams have just been slugging each other with 4 and 5 yard runs, and it's really been a physical game. Thus far, we haven't seen any real conditioning lapse, or we saw a false start penalty or procedure penalty that seemed to be conditioning related, but nothing big.
LeBlanc
Nice
again on the
stop
carry.
there.
And
Number 6 on the carry, LeBlanc.
I believe it was coming up to make the tackle, Jordan Mahoney, as you'll see in the replay.
Yeah, watch the replay here. This is a terrific individual effort. Mahoney, who's been all over the field tonight, did a great job. You got a guy down and picking it up on the replay. I think, yeah, that's regrettable. That looks like it's Alex Guan who's down. He's been doing a terrific job in the linebacker position. And something happened was like, I'm not sure. They got the trainer over there looking at him. And we'll keep an eye on him and see how things look.
They say it's a first down for Abington. Nash on the carry. And he crosses the 40 up to about the 42-yard line.
I don't know if we have a replay on this.
To the 42. Pick up a 4. 2nd and 6.
I thought there was a terrific job by the North defense of getting in and plugging the initial gap that Nash was heading for. They read that play beautifully. It was one of those counter traps. We don't really have time for it now as they're coming back, but maybe we'll look at it again later. So here we go here with 2nd and 6. Oh.
And another big run here, all the way into North Quincy territory up to the 47-yard line. This time it's LeBlanc again.
Carried by number 6.
And Abington threatening to move down the field more here with this big run.
The 48-yard line of North Quincy. Result of that play is an Abington first down.
Yeah, Bill LeBlanc is only a junior, and he does a nice job of accelerating when he sees a seam, John. It's a couple of times he's exploded right up through.
Handoff again up the middle for the Green Wave. And number 26 on the carry this time, Lucas
44
Foley.
Nash on the carry, across the 45.
Yeah, they're running at Wallenjom, and he's
43-yard line.
withstanding the test. He did a
Second
terrific
and 5.
job there, Robert Wallenjom, and he was helped by Panariti, who's a linebacker, a junior linebacker. Panariti came in and filled the gap very nicely to team up with Wallenjom and make the stop.
Number 29 on the carry, that's A.J. Nash.
AJ Nash on the carry this time for the Green Wave. He gets up to the 40-yard line. They'll bring up now a third and about 2.
I got to tell you, it's very impressive how Abington is just keeping itself in this ball game. They're doing a great job of running the clock down, keeping the North offense off the field. Thus far, the North offense has had very nice success against Abington for the most part. They've been able to do some things, and I think recognizing that, Abington's trying to keep them off the field. Looked like someone moved early there. You got a penalty out here?
Yeah, I believe
Flag
it's a
out
tight
here?
end
Yeah.
to
False start.
jump
Yep.
there.
False start against the Green Wave. 5-yard penalty.
Looks like Abington's going to let the clock run out. There's 7 seconds on the clock.
And 7.
Coach Kelleher and Coach Riley have the team over on the sideline. So clock's going to run out, and the Red Raiders are going to come to their sideline. And you see a very tired number 56, Dylan Clifford, who might need help to get over to the sideline. He's calling for water, and he's definitely gassed. He's really put in a night's work tonight.
All right, so that is the end of the third quarter here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, and we are tied at 14 with the Green Wave having a 3rd and 7 when we come back to action. I want to remind all of our viewers, again, you can log on to QATV's website at qatv.org for program schedules, membership information, video on demand, live streaming, and much, much more. Again, for the live streaming, QATV Channel 8 live stream and our government channel, QATV Channel 9. So we hope you tune in to the live stream if you can't be here in the city and want to tune into our programming. And again, all of our video on demand available on our website as well.
John, I was going to share what I regard to be a very amusing story with our listeners about the Abington crew, Sean Riley and Kevin Whalen. In a game against Rockland, Rockland threw a pass that went backwards. It was clearly like 3 yards behind the line, or the receiver rather. It was incomplete, and an Abington defensive back picked up the ball and ran it in for a touchdown. And I'll finish the story in a moment as we have a big 3rd down here in Quincy, 3rd and 7. Oh, my word.
North Quincy's going to jump off sides here, it looks like.
Yeah. So this is what we're talking about fatigue. That's a mental error. We have not seen much of that from North Quincy High tonight.
Encroachment
They've been very
on the
disciplined.
defense. It'll still be
But the
3rd
boys
down.
jumped there. They came out of the quarter break a little over-eager, and there was a little lack of mental focus, and I think we attribute that to fatigue. So let's see what happens here. Big 3rd down. Went from 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 2, though. So
Handoff up the middle. Nash on the carry for the Green Wave. He gets across the 35 up to the 34, and he'll have enough for the 1st down.
So they're going to move the sticks. And while they do, back to Abington Rockland. This is like 5 or 8 years ago, and this is a big rivalry. The touchdown scored by Abington kind of turned the tide, and Sean Riley, the color man for my counterpart in Abington, was out of his mind. Like, you should hear him talking about it. And then the official makes a call that it was an incomplete pass, not a backward pass. So they they denied the touchdown and gave the ball back to Rockland. Story to continue.
Hand off. LeBlanc over to the right side. Nice pursuit
Gets
there
hit
by North
right away.
Quincy.
Nice
Nate
job.
Sampson was in over there quickly,
Okay, by number
as well as
6,
number
William
88
LeBlanc.
for North Quincy, Panaretti.
So we'll run the replay but continue the story.
Second and 9.
Sean Riley goes from being out of his mind over a big touchdown play to now being out of his mind over a bad call. And I mean, he's just totally lost all control, composure. He's saying all kinds of crazy things, and all of a sudden there's a pause, and then you hear nuts and bolts, we got screwed. And the video ended up going viral.
LeBlanc over to the right side,
Oh,
finds a
boy.
seam over to the right side. He's going to go all the way for the touchdown.
Number 6.
William LeBlanc goes in for a big score, a 32-yard touchdown run,
3 yards from
and
scrimmage.
Abington jumps back
Touchdown,
into the lead,
Greenway.
20-14.
Yeah, and take a look at the red shirts behind him there. Those are some tired guys, and that was just a little bit of a breakdown. If you watch the replay on the outside here, Abington with some great trap blocks. The entire offensive line is over on that side of the field, and LeBlanc has nothing but green in front of him. So now, expecting North to answer, this is a big point after for the Green Wave.
10. Michael Riley to attempt
Michael
the right
Riley
point
attempts the
conversion.
extra point. Kick is up, and it is no good.
It
Goes
is no
wide to the
good.
right.
Interesting. So that could be important there.
Set upfield, the score is now
Abington misses
Green
the
Wave
extra
20.
point, and now the Red Raiders have something to point to here or to hope for. The offense is going to come out, special teams and offense, and let's see if they can answer. Yeah, it's a little unclear. I know Peter Doherty's going to run this replay for us. But just to finish the story, this call by the Abington crew went viral, and ESPN actually picked it up. It's been played on Thanksgiving days across the country as an example of high school sports coverage, and it's on YouTube.
75, 8
And I
fouls.
really
Second
commend
kickoff
to
for
you to
Abington.
go to YouTube
To
and
receive
put in
for
as
the
a
Raiders,
search,
number 5, Nate
nuts and
Caldwell,
bolts,
number
we got
28,
screwed.
Kevin
And then listen to the 37 seconds of Sean Riley totally losing his mind. And I think you're going to enjoy a great laugh.
Nate
All right, Nate
Caldwell
Caldwell
at
takes at
7.
his own 9-yard line, trying to find some space. And
Nate
he was
Caldwell
stutter
to the
stepping around the
30.
25-yard line, and he's going to pick up an extra 5 yards, and North Quincy will take over on their own 30.
Yeah, not only a stutter step, Nate basically came to a complete stop there at one point, looking for a seam, looking for somewhere to go. So watch the replay and watch Nate show terrific poise here. So as he advances the ball, he's got one thing in mind, and suddenly, boop, it's gone. So came to a full stop, went laterally, picked up a couple yards. North's going to start 1st and 10 from the 30 with 10:20 to go. So big possession for the Red Raiders, and let's see if they can answer yet again the Green Wave.
All right, Mikey Galligan in the shotgun to begin this drive for North Quincy. Quick handoff and met in the backfield. Immediately there's Jordan Mahoney, and going to be a big loss for North Quincy.
Yeah, and that was Buckley
Number 10,
again. Jeff Buckley with a
Jordan Mahoney.
huge stop. If you watch number 10, he has big plans here. But number 55 for Abington just gets in there and stuffs it. Well done. So that went for not just no gain, but a loss of 1. It's going to be 2nd and 11.
All right, so as you said, it was a loss of 1 on the play there. 2nd down for North Quincy. Galligan pass complete to Caldwell. Caldwell, nice job. They get some positive yardage here for North Quincy. Crosses the 35 and up to about the 37.
Number 5, Nate Caldwell.
They spot the ball at the 37-yard line for North Quincy and bring up now a 3rd and about 3 for the Raiders. As we come across the 9-minute mark to go here in the 4th quarter. Galligan again in the shotgun for North. And Abington's going to jump off sides here, it looks like.
Ball, encroachment on the defense. That'll be a 1st down. 1st down.
Offsides against the Green Wave.
That's so big offsides here. We'll take a look at the replay there. As you can see, nice job by Galligan with the hard count to try to get Abington to jump, and as you can see at the top of the screen there, they did. So that's going to result in a 1st down for North Quincy as the ball goes up to the 42-yard line. Clock continued ticking down here for North Quincy. Quick handoff, Mahoney trying to find some room, but no room at all to be had. And they're going to say no gain there for Mahoney. Jeff Buckley, number 55, one of the captains for the Green Wave, comes up to make the initial stop.
Number 10, Jordan Mahoney.
Aiden Powers also over there for the Green Wave as well.
No gain on the play. They'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Second down and 10 now for the Raiders. Galligan rolling out, looking for Sampson. Pass is complete at the 48-yard line. Nice job there by Sampson to go down the sideline, and he'll get pushed out of bounds at the Abington 40-yard line, make it the 41, but a big 1st down there for the Raiders. Take a look at the replay here, and Galligan was looking at Sampson all the way. Sampson at the bottom of your screen there. There's a nice job there. Fakes inside, and has right there. Nice job there. And again, marked out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
He picked up about 8 yards after the catch there with a nice individual effort, John. So Red Raiders continue to march down the field here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the Abington 42.
Galligan looking to the left this time, and he throws it high, but and it goes incomplete. Almost coming down with it was Caldwell, but it was a nice defensive effort there by Abington as Caldwell went up high to bring down the ball. He got hit and lost control of it, as you'll see in the replay.
Yeah, if you watch the replay, Caldwell goes up and gets the pass, but terrific defense. He got hit as soon as he tried to bring it in. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Red Raiders.
Galligan looking for Mahoney, but can't go anywhere. He has to roll out of the pocket, trying to get someone downfield. And it is intercepted down at the 20-yard line by Abington. And trying to see the number on the other side of the field there. And I believe it's number 29, A.J. Nash on the interception.
Yeah, that's a sophomore quarterback trying to make something from nothing, and it was a good individual effort, getting outside, keeping the play alive. It's very, very similar to the touchdown. You know, we have to credit Galligan for that fact that was the exact same play that the touchdown play was. He kept something alive, and then he hit a receiver. Well, this time there's a huge turnover. The Abington offense is all fired up. Let's see if the North D can step up and come up with a big stop here.
Handoff for Abington over to the left side. And
quick whistle again. on the forward progress. So I think North's got another turnover somewhere
For the Green Wave.
out there, and one of the red shirts. I think they have the energy to force a turnover, John. Be very interesting. This is the time to do
I
it.
was just going to say that's the exact same thing. This is going to be the time to do it if it's left there. And a big
Wow.
run there again by number 29, A.J. Nash.
29.
And he'll have the first down all the way up to the 34-yard line.
Well, the Nash family has accorded themselves very well tonight up here in Quincy. A.J. a junior, and Mason a freshman. And that's a name we're going to be hearing. You can tell in South Shore football, the Nash name. Both boys playing well tonight. Red Raiders got to come up with a solution here.
LeBlanc on the carry this time, it looks like, for the Green Wave. And the pile keeps getting moved forward almost 10 yards after it looked like LeBlanc had been stopped, and he goes all the way up to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, it appears that the fatigue factor is becoming a problem for North. Abington has really established itself the last couple of plays along the line of scrimmage. They've controlled the line of scrimmage. The running backs have had a little more success than they had been having. The ball is still on the Abington side of the field, John. It's 1st and 10 at the 48. Let's see if North can't regroup here on this important possession.
LeBlanc again on the carry over to the right side this time, crosses midfield, gets into North Quincy territory, and will finally get brought down at the 47.
Across midfield.
Solid 5-yard gain on first down.
47-yard line of North Quincy. There's a pickup of 5 yards. 2nd and 5.
And the clock will tick under 5 minutes to go now here in the ball game with Abington driving. 2nd down and about 5 for the Green Wave. Abington on top, 20-14. LeBlanc again over to the right side. And he'll have enough for the first down as he gets brought down at about the 42-yard line. And waiting for him to spot the ball. And yes, it is enough for the first down. Late call there, but first down for Abington.
Yeah, I think a couple of the folks were surprised by the spot, but it was actually right at the stick, although some thought it was a yard or two past. So big first down for Abington. They're doing just what they want to do. We're coming up on 4 minutes here.
Nash on the carry over to the left side this time for Abington.
LeBlanc on the carry.
And they're going to spot him down at the 37.
37-yard line.
I'll tell you, you're looking at a somewhat beleaguered
2nd and 5.
Red Raider group there. You can just, all the body language is tough. It's guys who are really gassed. They've got to reach down and find something here, or the Green Wave are going to secure a very impressive victory.
And miscommunication there. Riley went to hand the ball off, and there was no running back to give it to, but he still makes a positive out of it, and he gets up to the 32 and actually picks up the first down.
Close to the line to gain.
They have not given the signal to move the sticks, although one of the guys is ready to move them. Yep, there we go. They just gave him the signal. So,
Is an Abington first down. Ball spot to the 32-yard line of North Quincy. Under 3 minutes to go.
And 2:50 now to go here in the ball game. Abington driving in North Quincy territory. Ball at the 32-yard line. LeBlanc again with the ball. And still fighting his way forward. Fights through a couple of tackles and will get brought down at the 25-yard line.
wow. So
25-yard line.
that's 2nd and 8. And we're coming down to 2 minutes. A very, very impressive drive. The Green Wave have just sucked all the energy out of the North Quincy side here. Both the guys on the field and the guys on the sideline. It's tough here, just a grinding running game, and give credit to Abington because they began by having to withstand the Red Raiders playing the same kind of smash mouth approach. But in this particular instance, Abington has really established itself, and they deserve some credit here. I don't know. Someone's got to find a turnover somewhere, John.
North Quincy calls a timeout and stops the clock with 1:55 left to go in the game. William LeBlanc for the Green Wave, 16 rushes for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns, leading the way here tonight for Abington.
Does that earn him LeBlanc status, or are you going to continue to refer to him as a soccer guy? I'll tell you. We see the coaches here trying to exhort the defense to come up with something, and they're boys who have played pretty well tonight, but it's just this has been a really grinding game, and I give North credit for grinding most of the way here, and I'll tell you what, it'd be nice to see them make a play because the offense has had some success moving the ball. It's just regrettable that in the second half here, regrettable from the North perspective, that Abington really established the line of scrimmage pretty clearly, John. What's the combination for the Nash brothers? What's the Nash family total?
Both of them have 8 rushes. Mason 66 yards, AJ 40.
Whoops. Little brother has bragging rights right now, but together they're over 100, so that's impressive. So right there, that's 230 yards rushing between 3 guys that they've been rotating.
All right, AJ Nash gets the ball this time. And he's going to get up to the 20-yard line, and that will be enough for the first down.
The 6, William LeBlanc on the carry. The 20. Result of that play is an Abington.
Clock continues to tick, and just as they say that, Ryan Craig calls a timeout to stop the clock with 1:37 to go.
Timeout Raiders.
That's North Quincy's second timeout of the half, so they have 1 remaining.
Got to take a look at doing some ball hawking here and see if they can't punch something loose. So, John, next week, who's North playing? They're away, correct?
Yes, next week, North
They're
Quincy.
at Scituate?
At Scituate, yep.
Right. Scituate's the team that lost to Milton, right? Yeah. So, I know Scituate's in somewhat of a rebuilding mode as well this year. They had a Super Bowl team last year and, had a lot of older players. So
Scituate's had a tough couple games to start the season at Milton and then home versus Duxbury. So 2 tough teams to start off with. And they had a bye last week, and they're at Pembroke this week. So I'm sure the Sailors looking to see if they can get into the win column against the Titans down in Pembroke. Quincy High School, again, we mentioned they're going to be home next week against Hanover. They have a bye this week after the Presidents have started 3-0. Blanc on.
A lot of excitement around that program as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing them next week. It's nice to see both programs, back on their feet and performing well. Coach Cray's using his last time out. That's it, right? Are they done after this one?
Yep, that was their last time out. The Quincy High game last week against Westwood, Jim, it was one for the ages here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. It was back and forth, and Quincy coming out with a game-winning touchdown pass with 2 seconds left and winning 48-46. But not until Westwood had a long pass of their own and a couple of laterals before they finally downed it. And it was quite an exciting game. There was 28 points scored before 4 minutes in the first quarter had gone by. So it was just bang, bang, bang. But definitely an exciting game. And we had 2 exciting games last week, actually, with North Quincy coming out and really handing it off to Malden Catholic with their big victory. A couple of exciting plays. So as you said, it's been a couple of good years for Quincy and North Quincy football these past 2 seasons.
And we'll see how these boys do. I mean, one of the takeaways from this game is the conditioning factor and the hard work. And Coach Craig and the staff, are on the boys, and that they do the work and they work hard in practice. But you're seeing tonight that as hard as you're working, keep at it and work a little harder, because there's teams out there like this Abington squad that they just hung around and just kept banging away here. So let's see, with that, it's going to be a 3rd down. We're going to tick well under a minute.
So Abington can wait until it gets under 40 seconds and kneel the ball, and game will be over here at the stadium.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my spotter today, Wendell Descartes.
And Abington calls a timeout with 41 seconds left here.
One thing I've never understood is, like, why wouldn't a guy take a snap, right, and run backwards for about 20 yards? Remember Bobby Orr in hockey ragging the puck behind the net? Like, say you have 53 seconds left. Well, just run backwards and run around a little bit and get that clock down to that magic 40 mark,
Well, it's funny you mentioned that last week. Westwood had the same opportunity against Quincy. There was 44 seconds left, and so it's needed to have one last play, and the quarterback ran, but then he ran out of bounds to stop the clock, and that's what ended up giving Quincy the extra chance.
Oh, that's funny.
Westwood runs out of bounds, creates a 4th down. They have to punt. It goes over the punter's head. So it was just a perfect series of events for the Presidents to make things happen. And we were actually just saying that in the booth, that, just run around for a few seconds to go down, and he went out of bounds instead. So
yeah, football is one of those games where creativity is not, it's frowned upon, actually, I would say, To quote Bill Belichick, day by day, right? Did you see that? Then he says, I'm not an orthopedic surgeon. I'm a very big Bill Belichick fan, and I believe in the guy. But, man, does he just... I liked how Bill Parcells did press conferences versus our current coach, So, well, I'll tell you what, the Abington kids are really jumping around because they came up here and did not expect a win coming in. And I know they expected a very gritty, tough game. And I think they're very delighted and proud for what happened here tonight, and they should be. And as I said earlier, the Red Raider takeaway is they met a team that was tough and aggressive and came in here and really banged, and North banged back. But at the end, they ran out of gas a little bit. And it's unfortunate on that possession, the turnover. But that was a case where the quarterback, who the last time he had the ball did the exact everything the same and threw a touchdown pass. And then this time it turned out to be an interception. So sophomore Mikey Galligan will learn a little bit tonight. The rest of the team's going to learn a little bit tonight. And I hope they don't drop their shoulders too much and get discouraged after this loss, because this is a quality football program. And this was a real quality, nice football game tonight by 2 good high school teams.
You mentioned that pass by Galligan on the interception. He was rolling to his left, but then had to turn his body to try to throw it, and I think that's what led to the interception. He couldn't get enough oomph on the ball there, and like I said, alerting play there for Galligan to either throw it out of bounds or come to a complete stop and turn if he can, and get the enough energy on the ball there for Galligan.
He was under pressure a lot tonight. Abington did a great job of that. But just a terrific football game, very enjoyable. I'm hopeful that the Red Raider takeaway is we're going to keep working hard, but we had a lot of positives tonight, and congratulations to the Abington Green Wave.
Real quick, run down some stats. For North Quincy, quarterback Mikey Galligan, 8 of 15 passing for 104 yards and 2 touchdowns. Rushing the ball, leading the way was Galligan. He had 32 yards rushing. Ben Hudak had 8 rushes for 16 yards. Jordan Mahoney had 5 rushes for 13, and Alan Guan 4 for 12. Nate Caldwell had 5 catches for 57 yards. Nate Sampson had 2 catches for 22 yards and a touchdown. Grant Murphy, 1 catch for 25 yards and the touchdown as well. For Abington, Michael Riley, the quarterback, 2 of 6 passing for 11 yards. William LeBlanc, 18 rushes for 133 yards and 2 touchdowns to lead the way here for the Green Wave. Mason Nash, 8 carries for 66 yards. AJ Nash had 9 carries for 45 yards, and Foley had 4 rushes for 26 yards. And Darian Zenas had 1 catch for 11 yards for the Green Wave. Real quick, want to thank all of our crew and volunteers out here tonight at Veterans Memorial Stadium to make this game possible. On camera, we had Scott Daniels. On graphics, Anna El Torre. Our engineer, Chris Potter. And our director, Peter Doherty. We'll be back here next week for QATV Sports when Quincy High School will face off against the Hawks of Hanover High School. And they'll be back 2 weeks after that as well when North Quincy's back here to face Pembroke on October 14th. We're going to final score here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Abington 20 and North Quincy 14. For Jim Timmons, my name is Jonathan Clary. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of QATV Sports. We'll see you next time.